Well, greetings viewers and voyeurs, got that funk here. The other day I did a video called I Suck at Relationships, and I was incredibly gratified to see just how many people chimed in with comments, most of which were very constructive and certainly had my well-being as their main concern. And I really appreciate all those comments, people. Thank you very much for it. I also got quite a few video responses to the video. Including one from my friend EagleEye 1975, who made me like an hour-long video, not quite an hour-long video. And EagleEye and I, we get along great, even though we disagree about almost everything. And there's quite a few things in his video that he said about me, which were fairly incisive, and other things that I think I would like to address. And one of the things that EagleEye said in his video was, I set myself up as a beta male. Now, I'm not even offended by that, or I'm sure I wasn't supposed to be. But no, the thing is, you see, I was raised by an alpha male. My stepdad, who raised me up, was incredibly OCD controlling. He was chauvinistic, macho, and a racist and a homophobe. So, he had a very strong personality and was very much a man's man and all that kind of thing. And, for me personally, he was kind of an anti-role model. I looked at him and I thought, that's exactly what I don't want to turn out like. So the man you see before you is not who he is and how he is by accident. I've spent my entire life doing a great deal of introspection and self-reflection and all that kind of thing. And, this is a deliberate manifestation of what I want to be. There's not a lot of difference between who I really am, who I want to be, and what I want people to think of me. I mean, there's obviously a little different facets maybe to a degree, but at the end of the day, they're all pretty damn close to the same person. So yeah, as far as the beta male thing goes, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe there's an actual definition for the beta male. I can certainly infer that it's not the alpha male, and in that sense, yeah, I am definitely not an alpha male. Labels like that really don't have too much meaning for me in terms of self-identification. But I don't even know how I could sort of categorize myself in the pantheon of manhood, as it were, because I've always been flamboyant, sensitive, passionate. I'm passionate about everything. If I care about anything at all, I care about it a lot, man. And that's just what I'm like. When it comes to my personal appearance, I've always been flamboyant, on the edge of masculine versus feminine, right on the edge of it. Just even taking my tattoos for an example. I mean, look at how colorful they are. I'll show you my leg. That's probably the best example. I'm not sure you can really see that. There's flowers and butterflies there and shit, and it's all very colorful. And the goal with most of my tattoos is for them to be pretty without being feminine, and I think it's something that I've achieved. So, I all the time, especially on the internet, I get accused of being a girly man, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. And it doesn't bother me. I'm not confronted by it in any way. I'm quite comfortable with who I am and how I am, and by no means think I'm perfect, but I'm perfect in my imperfections, I think, if that makes any sense. And I'm quite comfortable with my own imperfections, my own flaws. I can live with them. That's fine. One thing that was said to me in a video that I made a few years ago, I did a video about feminism some years ago, and one of my viewers accused me of having white knight syndrome. And at the time, I had never heard that phrase before, but without even looking into it, you can pretty much infer what it means. I have this idea that I need to save the damsel in distress, as it were. And at first, I sort of just rejected it as a silly notion because, well, that person was saying it about my views on feminism. It has nothing to do with my views on feminism. On the other hand, it has everything to do with my history with women, especially in the past sort of 15 years or so. You see, as many of you will have seen the video I did a couple of years ago called Punch Me in the Face, or response to the video Punch Me in the Face, where I talked about how I had an affair with another man's girlfriend back in 2008. And, you know, that affair was indefensible. I've never tried to and will never try to defend what I did. It was flat out wrong to do. But I did it at the time in part because she had portrayed herself as being in a dangerous relationship. You know, her boyfriend was abusive and violent and shit, and so I sort of thought I was saving her from a bad situation. And in my most recent relationship, which I talked about the other day in my I Suck at Relationships video, you know, I've done a lot of reflection ever since me and her broke up. Quite a lot. In fact, I haven't stopped thinking about it and examining my own motives for what I did and why and everything like that. And when we were first getting together, she basically said to me that she is impossible to get along with. No one's ever been able to handle her. She's got a very fiery temper and so on. And she is, in her own words, unlovable. And I think subconsciously that sort of kicked in this whole white knight syndrome thing. I didn't really acknowledge it at the time. But now, with the benefit of hindsight, I can look back on it, and I think, yeah, there was part of me which was going, hey, you know, I'll love you, baby. You know, you are lovable. You are a worthy person. You're not impossible. I'll show you what a real man can do for you. Because it was my opinion at the time that, you know, she'd never been with a man who had the patience and the inner confidence and strength of character to not try to make her into what he thinks a woman should be. So I guess I was, you know, suffering from white knight syndrome. Now, what do I do with that? What do I do about that? Do I have to do anything about that? I don't really think I have to do anything about it. I don't really think it's a characteristic that is a flaw and needs to be changed as such. But what I do think I have to do about it is be mindful of it and just make sure I don't fall into the trap again and again and again. It's entirely possible I'll never have another committed romantic relationship. That's possible. But it's equally possible that I might. I mean, you never know. I certainly am more comfortable sharing my experiences in my life with other people than I am on my own. Having said that, I'm quite comfortable on my own as well. I mean, I was single for 6 years between my second marriage and my recently ended relationship. So I am comfortable in my own company, and being single doesn't really bother me. But at the end of the day, especially the further through life you get, you know, companionship does become pretty important. So never say never. That's my attitude. But yeah, as far as the beta male white knight syndrome thing is concerned, you know, you can throw whatever labels you want on me. At the end of the day, we are all individuals, and although it can be very tempting to label everybody one way or another, I don't always see labels as being particularly constructive. Alright, I want to thank you all for watching this video, and until next time, may all your ups and downs be ups.